Test pilot Leo Sullivan straps into the cockpit and pushes the throttles forward. 4 TF-39 turbofan engines come alive at once. This is not a routine test flight. Years of engineering, redesigns, and political pressure have led to this moment. The aircraft needs wings strong enough to carry tanks and helicopters across oceans, and a structure capable of supporting a machine heavier than anything the US has ever flown. If this fails, it is not just a crash, it is a national embarrassment. The aircraft rolls down the runway, slowly gathering speed. Its wingspan stretches farther than a football field, and its massive frame towers over the ground like a moving building. At full thrust, the engines burn roughly 80 gallons of fuel every minute. There is no margin for error. The question is simple and brutal. Can 380,000 pounds of metal actually leave the ground? During World War II, transport aircraft like the C-47 Skytrain proved that wars are not won by fighters alone. They carried troops, ammunition, fuel, and medical supplies into active battle zones. In Asia, these same aircraft crossed the Himalayas on a deadly supply route known as the Hump, keeping Chinese forces in the fight against Japan despite extreme weather and constant mechanical failures. After the war, transport aircraft became political weapons as well. In 1948, when the Soviet Union blocked all ground access to West Berlin, the West responded with aircraft instead of tanks. C-47s and C-54s flew non-stop into the city, delivering food, fuel, and medicine. At its peak, the Berlin Airlift moved nearly 13,000 tons of supplies per day. Children watched the skies for incoming aircraft they called raisin bombers, because instead of explosives, they dropped candy. The blockade collapsed without a single shot being fired. By the late 1950s, however, these aircraft were wearing out. Airframes cracked, vibrations increased, and safety margins disappeared. Newer designs like the C-133 and later the jet-powered C-141 Starlifter improved speed and range. But they introduced a new problem: cargo space. Cold War weapons were getting larger, heavier, and more complex. The Air Force needed something far bigger than anything currently flying. In 1963, the US Air Force launched a program that seemed unrealistic for its time. The new aircraft would need to carry up to 180,000 pounds of cargo, fly near the speed of sound, load cargo from both the nose and tail, and do it all with only 4 engines. Most aircraft of that size required 6. Many engineers privately doubted it could be done. 5 major aerospace companies responded, each competing to build the largest and most powerful cargo aircraft in history. At the same time, a separate competition began to design an engine capable of lifting such a machine. General Electric won that battle with the TF-39, a revolutionary high-bypass turbofan producing 43,000 pounds of thrust. It was larger than a car, nearly 9 feet wide, and far more efficient than anything that came before it. With the engine selected, the Air Force narrowed the airframe competition to 3 finalists: Boeing, Douglas, and Lockheed. Boeing's design led on paper, but Lockheed submitted a cheaper and riskier proposal. Its engineers moved the cockpit above the cargo bay and used a high T-tail configuration. It was unconventional, but it met the requirements. In 1965, Lockheed won the contract. The aircraft was designated the C-5A Galaxy, and its construction became one of the most complex industrial efforts in American history. When the first fully assembled aircraft rolled out in 1968, it dwarfed everything around it. At 247 feet long and 65 feet tall, technicians had to climb inside the fuselage just to reach the top of the tail. Inside, the cargo bay was large enough to carry tanks, helicopters, and fully equipped troops, driven directly into the aircraft from either end. Now, with Leo Sullivan at the controls, the Galaxy races toward the end of the runway. The engines roar, the wings flex, and the ground begins to fall away. For the first time, the world's largest aircraft proves that it can fly.